In the race for driverless taxis, Google's or Alphabet's Waymo is far ahead.
Driverless cars are here.
Definitely a magical experience.
It was just smooth, it just works.
This is crazy. Like, I heard about this when I was a kid, but like, it's here now.
While Tesla, led by Elon Musk, is clearly on the back foot and struggling to keep up.
Tesla's optical camera system would absolutely smash through a fake wall.
And a similar test with full self-driving supervised engaged.
Does not see the wall. With each run, I had to slam the brakes.
In this video, we'll see why Waymo is right and Elon is wrong in the driverless taxi debate. Waymo is successfully operating a fleet of fully autonomous level 4 robotaxis in Phoenix, San Francisco, Los Angeles and Austin, and they are planning to expand to Atlanta and Miami. As of 2025, Waymo provides 250,000 paid rides per week.
Now serving more than 250,000 paid rides a week, a 50K hike from February.
It is a living proof of autonomous mobility. Tesla, however, remains stuck at level 2 autonomy, requiring constant human supervision.
And despite the improvements, it still makes mistakes.
So the rear wheel just went over a curb.
Despite Elon's decade-long promises of full self-driving since 2014. Elon has been hyping FSD for a decade, but it only got postponed as many times as he wanted.
The Tesla car next year will probably be 90% capable of autopilot. So 90% of your miles could be on auto. We're probably only a month away from having autonomous driving, at least for highways and for relatively simple roads. The Model S and Model X at this point can drive autonomously with greater safety than a person right now. We're still on track for being able to go cross-country from LA to New York by the end of the year, fully autonomous.
But next year, for sure, we'll have over 1 million robotaxis on the road.
I'm extremely confident of achieving full autonomy and releasing it to the Tesla customer base next year.
When do you think Tesla will solve level 4 FSD?
I mean, it's looking quite likely that it will be next year.
And his latest promise is unveiled at the flashy We Robot event held in October 2024. There he launched the Cybercab, a Waymo competitor, and he said it will be in operation by 2027.
Probably, well, I tend to be a little optimistic with timeframes, but in 2026. So, yeah, before 2027. Let me put it that way.
But given Elon's history of postponements, it is better to expect less.
I think the obvious red flag, the biggest red flag to me is the timeline stuff. This is notorious Elon stuff. He gets on stage, he says, we're going to have this vehicle out for $30,000 before 2027. No, they're not. There's just no way that they're actually going to be able to do that. I mean, if they do, let's say they do, I will shave my head on camera because I'm not confident they won't do it.
Elon's primary critique of Waymo is its use of Lidar, a high-resolution 3D mapping technology that enhances safety. It can also work very well in conditions like low light, adverse weather, and complex environments. But Tesla's camera-based system struggles in these conditions. Elon's problem with Lidar is it is highly expensive. Hence, it is not scalable.
And in cars, it's friggin' stupid. It's expensive and unnecessary, and as Andre was saying, once you solve vision, it's worthless. So you have expensive hardware that's worthless on the car.
So he's advocating for a cheaper camera and AI-only approach. But this criticism is highly flawed and inconsistent. To begin with, Elon's focus on cost comfortably ignores Waymo's safety record. Waymo's LiDAR-equipped fleet has been linked to only 1 fatality, compared to 51 deaths associated with Tesla's autopilot and FSD systems.
Steven Hendrickson was driving his Tesla Model 3 to work. His car was in autopilot as he drove through Fontana, California. At about 2:30 a.m., an overturned semi-truck appeared in front of him. Moments later, he was killed. Video and data gathered from these crashes by the Wall Street Journal shows that Tesla's heavy reliance on cameras for its autopilot technology, which differs from the rest of the industry, is putting the public at risk.
And the National Transportation Safety Board of USA has criticized Tesla's inadequate safety measures. So safety, not cost, should be the priority in autonomous driving. Second thing, Elon's high-cost argument against LiDAR is outdated, because LiDAR prices have declined by approximately 90%.
So let's talk about the LiDAR versus camera bet. Elon's been pretty clear, hey, you don't need LiDAR, it's a waste of money. The LiDAR on Waymos, I believe, is still in the $10,000 to $20,000 in incremental cost. Am I ballpark correct?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. So With that,
as you scale, costs go down.
Yeah, of course.
And now this is 2025. Although we don't have official data, the cost must have dropped much lower, and some reports suggest as low as $1,000. So this massive reduction in cost undermines Elon's claim that LiDAR is expensive, because the cost drops significantly year by year. And finally, Elon's cost critique reveals a double standard. He dismisses Waymo's approach because it is costly. But all of Tesla's products are premium priced. So he's comfortable with the high cost of Tesla EVs and Cybertruck.
Cybertruck? I don't know if you remember do you remember the base price of what they said the Cybertruck would cost at the cheapest version when it came out? $39,000. And that was about, what, like 4 or 5 years ago? Do you know what the cheapest Cybertruck is right now? $95,000. So you can see where my skepticism is coming from.
But he's not comfortable with Waymo using LiDARs. If Elon's logic is Waymo is flawed because it is using LiDAR which is expensive, then by the same logic, Tesla is flawed because BYD produces significantly cheaper EVs.
Where the average EV car in America is around $55,000, they have an EV you can buy for $10,000 that goes 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. And America's sitting there saying, holy shit, what happens if these guys come to America?
And if not for the 100% US tariffs on Chinese EVs, BYD could dominate Tesla in the American EV market too. So Elon's selective criticism suggests a narrative driven by competition, not principle. I want to reiterate 2 things here. Number 1, Tesla killed 51 people due to its autopilot and FSD systems, but Waymo killed only 1 due to its superior and safer LiDAR integration. Number 2, the cost of LiDAR decreases significantly year by year, and in 2025, the cost is as low as $1,000 or below. But here's the real truth. Elon's attacks on Waymo, they clearly fit a broader pattern of targeting competitors to deflect from his own shortcomings. You remember when OpenAI and Sam Altman gained prominence after the release of ChatGPT? Elon's narrative weapon then was OpenAI's shift from non-profit to for-profit. Whereas the reality is, Elon himself wanted to make OpenAI for-profit in 2017 before leaving OpenAI. Not only Elon wanted a for-profit model for OpenAI, he actually created a for-profit structure in Delaware. OpenAI exposed this with proofs, but Elon didn't respond to this.
At various times he wanted to make OpenAI into a for-profit company that he could have control of or have it merge with Tesla. We didn't want to do that, and he decided to leave, which that's fine.
And now Elon's XAI is neither open source nor it is a non-profit. So there must be a limit to Elon's hypocrisy. And when it comes to Google's Larry Page, Elon repeatedly attacked him, claiming Larry was not serious about AI safety. But when Waymo, which is a company of Larry Page, prioritizes safety with LiDAR, he's not speaking about safety now, he's speaking about cost. Despite Tesla killing 51 people versus Waymo only 1. The thing is, no matter how intelligent Elon is and how groundbreaking his past achievements are, especially when it comes to bringing the AV revolution and building the only successful private space company, Elon is also extremely jealous and insecure about his competitors' achievements.
I do think there's a degree of mischaracterization from Elon here about one of the points you just made, which is the degree of uncertainty you had at the time.
I think he'd have more empathy for this.
I mean, I do think that there's personal stuff here.
And unlike his competitors, Elon is not just an entrepreneur, but also a kind of a politician who knows how to create narratives to damage their reputation. That's the reality. The driverless taxi race is not about who can build the cheapest system. After all, Tesla's EVs are not cheap by any stretch, and we are still to see an affordable EV that he promised long ago.
We are working on a low-cost electric vehicle that will be made in very high volume. We're quite far advanced in that work. I review the production line plans for that every week. And I think the revolution in manufacturing that will be represented by that car will blow people's minds.
The race is about who can build the safest, most reliable one and who can deliver things faster. Right now, Waymo is running and winning, and Tesla has a lot of catching up to do. And finally, Elon's We Robot event held in October 2024 was obviously a response to Waymo's growing dominance. But the event is more of a spectacle designed to recapture the narrative, and it failed to show any credible progress.
Tesla's stock dipped 9% following its Robotaxi event, driven largely by unmet expectations and a lack of technological substance.
The event showcased the Cybercab, a sleek, futuristic robotaxi, and promised full autonomous taxis by 2027. The first promise was made in 2014, and after a decade of postponements, in 2024, he shifted the deadline to 2027. The event was full of flashy, futuristic visuals and bold claims, but there is no concrete timeline, no technical roadmap, or regulatory strategy.
That was it. No other numbers, no other specs. Just look at this thing. There's just concepts of a plan,
Actually, it was more of a marketing stunt. We'll definitely clap for Elon and declare he's a god when he delivers on his deadlines, although he repeatedly failed to do so.
Have all this time and all this energy and all these ideas, and then people just let him do these things.
Because I'm an alien.
That's what I've speculated.
Yes.
But for now, let's accept that Waymo is reality and the Cybercab is just another promise made by Elon Musk. Thanks for watching Business and Billionaires. This is Deepak Lead signing off.